Please just let me full screen. There we go. Nope. Whatever. Let's reload to get rid of that thing. But, ladies and gentlemen, Better League Network is back. As I open up my Twitch chat, this is very, I expected to be setting up a lot earlier. Hard animals went down to the wire. It is what it is. But I am here, and so are Morty and CMAS for a huge regular season game with a lot of implications for a lot of teams as Dom Monk is going to take it all the way to the 33, and that's where we will begin. Hi, Bill! Hopefully the audio is okay. Couldn't find my mic. We're using the laptop mic. It is what it is. But we had a huge one here. Obviously, Morty, one of, if not the hottest teams in football, and is playing really well too, on something like a 7-8 game winning streak. Coming in here with an 11-4 record, still with Allen breathing down his neck, but with inside track to win the NFC West and claim, of course, a playoff spot. On the other side, CMAS still fighting with a couple of guys for that wild card spot for that 7 seed. Right now, he is the 7 seed. I believe by a game over guys like Ben and Cloud. We'll see what happens as we have a quick screen here. Dumb Monk, who will again see targeted quite a bit, takes it for game 3. Hi, Alan! Obviously, Alan, very curious, very interested in this game. Still with a path to the NFC West title, but it's starting to close down. And if Morty is able to win this game, it effectively is nil, as we have once again second and 7. Corbin Caldwell, rookie quarterback, one of the more effective rookie quarterbacks I've seen, also with 30-something injuries. We're going to have a dump off to RB. Smith, able to break one tackle, gets out of bounds. Big gain for Chicago. And just give everyone a little bit of a breakdown here in terms of like what CMAS likes to do. We're going to see a lot of dump offs. It's a very, very West Coast approach. He doesn't actually like run the ball that much, but when it comes to the passing scheme, he's going low to high always. So we just got to watch out for that as Kenneth Walker, with his first carry, takes it for game 7. It's interesting. I mean, I think CMAS has effectively retooled what was a pretty moribund Bears roster. He's already, not even two full seasons, and he's already turned it into one of the more feared rosters in the league, which is really a testament to how good his GMing skills are. Now it's all about actually being able to use those weapons properly on the field, as we have a classic play call here. He will go to RB, go to Kenneth Walker, who is wide open, tries to juke a man, and then gets rocked. And on the other side, Morty's defense, of course, has been cooking, has been humming recently, so we'll see if he's able to start to let the big boys eat here. Let's see who we got. This won't be the last time we do it. Well, it's not saying who we got so far. I guess it's too early in this broadcast, but Corbin Caldwell and company looking good so far. We are going to have an RPO bubble screen as Kenneth Walker with not a lot of room, not able to hit the edge. There's a lot of speed on this Niners team. It's not all abilities. It's not all, just hit power and the ability to stop the run. On the outside, he's got quite a bit of speed, and we know CMAS likes to use those exterior runs, those stretches. He'll even throw in a toss or two every now and then. So that's going to be imperative. I don't know what type of audio I'm hearing in the background, but we'll just go with it as we have a 4-man rush, which gets screamed at, and Corbin Caldwell will go down. Nick Nosa, Big Dick Nick, able to get it done. As now we have a 3rd and a mile as Corbin Caldwell talking that shit. And I don't know if that's who you want to talk shit to. I'll be honest with you. I really don't know if that's who you want to talk shit to. But 3rd and a mile. And honestly, if it's me in this position, I'm running it at myself, and I'm settling for 3. That is fine with me. Especially against now an X Factor lit up already, Nick Bosa, a couple other demons out there. It's going to be really tough. Going to be really, really tough to get a pocket long enough to let a 20, 25-yard route develop. Unless he's trying to look at this. Yeah, as this is what I would do, is he will hand it off Kenneth Walker. Not able to get a lot, but that is enough to get into field goal range, as we are going to see the field goal unit come out here for CMAS. Good opening drive, derailed by Nick Bosa's sack. Oh, he might have missed that. As he did, as he sails wide left, a bad start for Chicago. As I kind of assumed that all field goals are going to go in before they happen. I shouldn't assume that because that was a long one, and the kick meter, he just let it go too far. So now we're going to see San Francisco take the field. And I'll be honest, I don't know shit about this offense other than I know that McMillan has arguably been the best rookie quarterback of the lot so far. So even RPO, he will go to dump off one-on-one over there as he makes a man miss. Ayuk with room, and Ayuk, oh my goodness, where are the Chicago Bears? Touchdown. Niners. As that was not a good sign for CMS. I mean, he threw it, it's an RPO. Yes, the read made sense, but you want to hold that to a gain of 2 or 3 at the very most instead. And I mean, Allen is saying it. Short passes, lots of rack, lots of yards after catches. We saw it right there. Ayuk on the dump off, able to take that all the way down the right sideline for a touchdown. You could not draw up a better start from Morty because he has shown none of his playbook and he's up 7-0 with the possession advantage as well. About to get the ball to start the second. I shouldn't say about to, but y'all know what I'm saying. Man, oh man, oh man. As a couple other guys who are watching this with interest, like I said, Ben and Cloud are gonna watch this with bated breath. A CMAS loss here would give them life heading into Week 18 in order to get that 7 seed. So those are a couple of guys who definitely want to see Morty win this one. And that is something, I mean, CMAS likes to click on. He, likes to make the tackle himself with his user player, and he is really good at it. He's really good at it, I'll say that. But there we kind of saw him get screwed over by, Brandon Ayuk with a nice little cut and house call. So we'll see what Morty's able to do, because Morty can get sticky, too, in the open field. We know this. I mean, y'all remember CMC last Madden. Oh, my God, as we have play action. Really good using his Caldwell's going to have to throw this away as he does, as no one was open there. First incompletion for Caldwell. Glass cannon Caldwell with something like 38 injury, but when he's on the field, he's a problem. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, I have to check something real quick. We have a stretch play there for a gain of 2 now. Already forced to settle for a field goal. They ended up missing now in a 3rd and long situation. This is starting to get problematic here for CMS. We'll see if he's able to hook something up here, especially, I mean, we've already seen Nick Bosa tee up on Caldwell once. We saw him get pressured there on the first down play. Would not be completely shocked to see a run here, but against this front, I might consider it, but instead we will see a drop back as he goes to A, and oh my, Corbin Caldwell showing the rookie jitters in a big game, not able to hit Komet as the punt unit's going to come out. Tough break for Chicago. I don't want to minimize it into, rookie quarterbacks are going to make those throws, because we've seen a lot of quarterbacks make those throws. It's not just rookies. That's kind of Madden 24 for you. But I have seen Corbin Caldwell, despite having really good accuracy stats, he is a vicious hit into recovery by, I believe, the still on Bland, as Chicago's going to take back over. But what I was saying was that I've seen Corbin Caldwell just miss a lot of seemingly open reads despite having good accuracy stats. Edmonds just laying the lumber there. You don't see a lot of just straight up hit stick fumbles in this Madden, as we saw one right there. As I hate this. CMAS does this a lot. I hate these design relies to the left. I just don't know what you're going to do. I mean, it worked there. God damn. Walker with a huge stiff arm there, able to get the first down. But I don't know. Like, rookie quarterback, you've already seen an inaccurate pass in a open pocket, and you want to make him throw crossbody on the run like that to his left side. I just don't know if that's the play design I like, but it worked there. It worked there, certainly. As we are seeing some aggression here as he will go to Kenneth Walker. As, if Kenneth Walker's open, that's going to be the guy he goes to. Two jukes and then gets stonewalled by 49ers, but not before getting another first down. As I saw it with Matt, and we'll see it a lot with CMS today. Juke, 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 juke. Nothing but jukes. That jukebox is toxic to try to stop. And CMAS is really good as getting his guys into open space, as we will have an inside zone. Not a lot open as Kenneth Walker. Oh my god. This would be really bad for CMAS, not just in terms of, the running game taking a hit with Kenneth Walker being done, but he loves those quick dump offs to Kenneth Walker and just get him into open space and just juke people, make people miss. This would be, LeBlanc, I don't even know who that is. That would be a huge downgrade in terms of his ability to dump the rock off. As we have good usering, although Cole Kmet is open, as he will get both feet down. Touchdown. Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears. I'm not Allen, y'all. I don't have the pipes, but I can try my best here. Bad play by Morty, both call and usering. That tight end is always going to be on a corner. Yeah, that's... when you're in the red zone like that, there are two guys I like to identify. It's Kenneth Walker in the flats, and then it's Cole Kmet on one of those corners. A curl he'll throw out there every once in a while. And if he wants to go to one of his wide receivers, like a Dom Monk of all his Scantling, that's fine, because that is not his first read. I can promise you that. Big bounce back by CMAS. Obviously, got a little lucky with the fumble, but also that was a big hit stick that he forced to make him do that after Morty had juked a little bit. So can't complain too much. 7-7. Is now we're finally going to see Morty's offense. That was only the second offensive play we've seen out of San Francisco. San Fran's D-line or defense got to be exhausted at this point. As we have play action as McMillan gets screamed at, immediately dumps it off. Kyle Juszczyk, the big boy. One of the best fullbacks in the history of the game, able to get it for gain of 3. Is now we're going to see the first third down of the game. Most impressive this season, Phil. I really, really like what I've seen from Kook. I was a little worried he's going to be a one-season wonder. We've kind of seen him from that in a few previous cycles. But, man, he's got the scheme. He's got the team. I think he's going to be really tough out in the AFC. I really, really do. As McMillan will drop. Back hits Samuel on a quick end, and Samuel has room. Oh, my goodness, Barr. Able to prevent what could have been a touchdown, potentially. It's a nice pitch and catch there by McMillan. But, yeah, I really like what I've seen out of Kook. I played him, lost to him pretty convincingly. He's done a great job. Dan, obviously, with the bounce back after what happened last season. Byron impressed me in our game, but I don't think it's necessarily translated to the rest of the game, as we have a quick zig route. Debo Samuel makes 2 men miss with the hit stick. This is the efficient passing game that Morty's been showing really the entire second half of this season. 4 for 110 already. Is CMAS going to figure out an answer here quickly because Morty already knocking on the doorstep? The Milkmen are back, Phil. The Milkmen are all the way back as we have as he had the corner open, instead we'll go to George Kittle for the first time. Kittle tells Tyrann Mathieu, tries to tell him to get off me, is that it's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. 7-7 here in Soldier Field. Who do we got? We got Dan. We got Alan. We got Phil. We got Hero. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And Hero and Dan, since I haven't heard from you in the chat. I know Dan's busy back securing and party animals, but let me know. I like that question out of Phil. Let me know who's been most impressive to you this season, as we have an off-tackle concept. McCaffrey tries to make a couple men miss. As that's going to be the key here for this run, is as long as you can contain McCaffrey, as long as you can kind of keep him in a box, he'll be fine. But it's a lot like Kenneth Walker, honestly. Like once you let McCaffrey get into open space, once you let Morty start to get athletic with the right stick, it's going to be real tough to bring him down, especially with CMS liking to click on. That's going to be a very interesting matchup here as we have a stretch. Bad blocking. Okay, I don't know how McCaffrey got through that first level, but third and goal. As the Bears trying to make a stand. Simone was my toughest game, and I had him down for Super Bowl, but he's gone AWOL recently. As we have a screen as Samuel is going to waltz his way in. Touchdown. Morty. As y'all can tell, the screaming days are done. I have roommates, but we can still get fired up. Yeah, that's just a very simple pitch and catch there. Saw you have the numbers advantage. Saw that the blocking held, hit him with a bubble screen. As we have a 14-7 ball game. As Corbin Caldwell and CMass, a little up and down. We've seen some second look dots. We obviously saw the missed field goal earlier. We'll see if he can kind of keep himself in this game, because Morty is not the guy you want to get a multi-possession lead. He will sit on the game with the best of them. Don Monk is going to take it from 9.5 yards out. As Don Monk, he's got return man, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got that speed. You cannot let him get a lane. But San Fran able to take him down to 26, and now we will have 1st and 10 Caldwell and company. Coming up man line is Morty. As we have an RPO, is Moore with a bad animation. Moore tries to make a man miss. You gotta watch those. Not only do you have to watch those hit sticks, you have to watch those right bumper strip animations, because those are honestly more lethal than the hit sticks this year, which I don't like personally, but that's the game. Keth Walker again is out with a game injury. It is a Laybourne, the backup, with a handoff as he will bounce it outside. Nice. Nice recognition there by CMass, but also a good play by Fred Warner, who's one of the best run-stopping linebackers in the league. As we have a 3rd and 4. Again, CMass just gonna have to respond here to what Morty's shown so far. Morty has been very impressive too. Yeah, I mean Morty's, you could argue all team is. Oh my God, as we have a quick dump off there to Smith, who I thought was guarded, but good recognition by CMass that. I think the end over there had his back turned to the play. Able to get it to Jonnu Smith. That is a first down. But yeah, Morty's been good. I mean, there will be all-team criticisms, but now he's got the scheme too. He's been really, really solid. Especially the second half of this year. He's been, pretty much unbeatable. The second half of this year is we have a shot to Kamenis, who gets leveled by the safety. As you know, CMass right now is like, what the fuck, man? And he got both hands on me. CMass seems to think that just because he gets a hand on the ball, he should catch everything. Drops back as the 4-man rush gets in. Nick Bosa, who I think was unblocked, as that is not the scheme I would go with if I was the Chicago Bears O-line coach. That is not the man you want to. Well, no, he was blocked. It's just left tackle did a piss poor job of trying. I don't think I've watched any NFC games, and the NFC teams I did play were kind of. Ow. I see. Well then, 3rd and 15 as we have just Oliver. Not able to come down with it as the punt unit will come out good. Using there by Morty. A little unlucky to not come away with a pick, but almost as good. He will force the punt here as again, y'all, this is a big game for CMass. Morty can afford to lose this and still make playoffs, even though that would hurt his divisional chances. For CMass, this is a huge game. Huge game. I think AFC and NFC are balanced. AFC with a slight edge, in my opinion. I would tend to agree with that. They're more balanced than I thought they were going into the cycle. I thought the AFC was clearly the better conference going into the cycle. I don't think that anymore, but I still, slightly more depth. But NFC 1-0 in the Super Bowl, because as long as y'all let little Alex keep making it, it's gonna keep going in the NFC's favors. We have a pistol read Christian McCaffrey with a little bit of room. Not able to do a lot with it. As this Bears front 7 has shown up so far. How has Morty's QB gone from 80 overall to 88 overall in the season? I don't know. Morty's just a dog. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of breakout opportunities. Maybe he's leave a slip screen as he has. Well, not great blocking there as McCaffrey jukes one man. As that is something I see Morty do quite a bit. It is effective, but it's also pretty unique in my opinion. Is he'll do a lot of those out-breaking jukes. I think almost everyone would do an in-breaking juke in that situation, running to the left side of the field like that. he doesn't care. Like, he'll just do an outbreaking juke and he'll make a man miss. It's very interesting. I'll watch Kittle here in this man coverage. I hope that's not a linebacker on him as we have an RPO. McCaffrey not able to get the first down, 4th and 1. Do you use the coach's decision here? Or do you let a shaky Corbin Caldwell take the field? I'd go for this personally. Maybe not. Maybe you don't. There is something to be said for, you're guaranteed the possession advantage. About to get ball to start the second is done. Monk is going to fair catch. So I get it. Like, you don't want to give CMAS maybe a free short field to work with. I might have gone for that and just tried to go for an early dagger, but maybe he also wants to save his coach's decision for a later drive. So many things to consider here as we have a slip screen set up, and so he does not. Well, he recognizes it, but the blocking's there anyway. Laybourne able to make a man miss, get to the 43-yard line. CMAS and Chicago are going to take their time. CMAS listening to hearing me talk all this shit. But I can do that, when I sweep CMAS into 2 totally legit games, not aided by EA whatsoever. Just pure skill out of these Vikings. We just have the Hail Mary play action pass interference cheese. Throw it into a crowd of 9 people. Make magic happen. That's our offense. 1st and 10. As CMAS not afraid to run it despite a lack of Kenneth Walker's. Laybourne's going to make a man miss. Fred Warner prevents what would have been a touchdown. I like that he's trusting the backup here, not shying away from the running game even when Kenneth Walker's out. X Factor Dev is crazy, especially on quarterbacks. Yes. He got an early breakout. I know he had to get the X Factor, and he's been cooking ever since. He'll be able to get those 90 overall builders on him pretty soon. Probably by the end of this season, honestly, when he makes the playoffs. He'll be able to get some nice stuff going in the next season. Some dead eyes, some fearlesses. We'll see as we have a quick, again, dump off. That's gonna be the read every time if you leave those flats open. He'll keep dumping it off. He'll keep taking what he gives you. Oh, is that my own voice I'm hearing in the background? I think it is. I think he's listening into the stream. Which is fine by me. I don't care. As we have, again, another handoff, and Laybourne makes a man miss. Laybourne able to get to the 26. Is now, time starting to be a factor. San Fran already missing a timeout, which they'll regret here. Phil, get in here. Get in here. We can... the audio's... yes, help, but also your audio might be low in the stream, which is fine. Because, again, I am the Better League Network hamster. I do this as we have, again, another drag route, Cole Kmet, who is, I believe, the 2nd most targeted player on this team, probably behind Kenneth Walker. Able to get a gain of 9 is, again, Chicago, not calling timeouts, which I think is smart. They still have all 3. Taking their time here.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. And you?
Doing fantastic. What do you... Acrobat animation, almost an interception there, but I'm going to ask you the most generic question ever. What do you think about this game so far?
I was eating my dinner during part of it, but
Fair
49ers
enough.
looking... I was working out how I would go about trying to stop this 49ers team, and I don't know. I don't have any ideas. And CMAS is just a lot more simple, but he's doing it well.
Yeah. That's been the deal with CMAS now for a few cycles. It's he has a pretty... I'm not going to say predictable. He has a pretty simple, offensive scheme, which I think is a good thing for him because he'll just, scheme guys open, try to make the right reads consistently. And he's been doing an okay job. Really, what's killed him in this game is the missed field goal. Because he's been holding up pretty well. So we have a inside zone on 3rd and 7. Laybourne only able to get 3 yards. Very surprised San Fran's not calling timeout as they do now, but we're going to see the field goal unit come out. Pretty conservative approach from CMAS, especially with San Fran about to get the ball started second. But to get back to what you were saying, Phil, a lot of weapons. George Kittle, McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel. And Morty's been really locked into the passing game the last few games. I mean, it's tough, man. I don't know what I wouldn't know what to do either.
Yeah, I think the only thing you can do is just throw out unexpected blitzes on first down and just try and put him into long situations. Like it doesn't like you've almost got to be like he's gonna drive down the field, so it doesn't matter if you give up a big chunk play. You got to take a risk and try and make him make a mistake.
I like that strategy a lot against guys like Austin, guys like really just like efficient passing users. Is you kind of almost play roulette. It's like, yeah, I might give up like a 60-yard touchdown, but if I can just get you into second and long, third and long situations, try to get a stop, that is a better approach to me than just getting dinked and dunked all the way down the field and barely having any time on offense. But 14-10 here, I was talking a little bit about the playoff implication. Oh my God, as we have another slip screen, but he gets screamed at there. I don't know if you're like super aware of the playoff circumstances, but I want to ask you about your own playoff because I don't have the neon page up. Excuse me. Who are you like likely to play in the playoffs?
It's looking like Kook, unless it's looking like Kook or Austin. So at the moment, they're both 11-5. I'm going to be the 5 seed, I think. So I'll just play whoever's the worst record out of those two.
So I don't want to like try to get you to talk shit here in the booth. You have been dubbed the Austin Slayer. Um, going into a potential game against Austin, what would your confidence level be at?
I mean, I beat him earlier in the year, and I think I know how to play him. I do part of it think was that more. I quite often when I play him, it's more that he beats himself rather than I beat him. Uh, and I think I'm quite a bad matchup for him because against most people he just sort of outscores them. But I won't turn over the ball as much as a lot of other people. Uh, so I think 50-50, which is not good against Coop. I literally haven't seen any of his games. Or I've seen one of his
He's
games.
he's been good, man. He's been real good, and he has a really unique scheme. He uses. I mean, he has Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor. Uses them both. Also, a lot of mobility with the quarterback with Anthony Richardson. So there's a lot to try to deal with. So we have a quick action play to start off. As Debo Samuel able to get a gain of 15. McMillan, again, I've been saying he's been the best rookie quarterback all year. I think that's been the case, and he only has one incompletion this game. I mean, we were talking about it a lot. It's just you kind of have to pray to stop Morty because there's just a lot of weapons out here.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane getting like a superstar quarterback. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously everyone will have a superstar quarterback in the draft, but with this team, first season, it's insane.
And he seems immune to the kind of rookie jitters that I've seen all the rest of the rookie quarterbacks have at times. Like you very rarely seen just like a random horrible overthrow from McMillan, and of course part of that is the fact that he's already 88 overall. But I think Morty just knows how best to utilize him. As we have a very delayed play action here, bad using by Seamaster, I have to say. There was only one route in his vicinity, and he just didn't guard it. As McMillan hits again.
Yeah. Does he have his abilities activated?
Morty, I'm not sure.
I mean, as in like I think when I checked on Neon, he's hidden dev, but I don't know if he's got his actual stuff assigned.
I don't know. I mean, you would think he's had the snap count by now, so I'm not really sure. As McCaffrey has room on a stretch, McCaffrey gets loose for the first time all game. I do think Chicago's honestly done a really good job with their run defense. It's just Morty's been so effective in the passing game, it hasn't mattered. It's kind of pick your poison here from Seamass's perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I found. So I played Morty a few times preseason, and that's kind of what I found with him. It's like playing whack-a-mole. You stop Kittle, he throws it to McCaffrey. You stop McCaffrey, he throws it to Ayuk. If he's still got it.
Morty being a good sport there as we have a RPO Ayuk. As soon as he brought his name up, he shows up already with a touchdown to his name, able to get a first down there. And the RPO is we're at the position in this game, like if San Fran's able to put 7 on the board here, making a multi-possession game, I do worry a little bit for Seamass's chances at this point, which like may feel as yes, he does have that X factor activated, so it looks like he does, to answer your question, have McMillan's abilities activated as McCaffrey once again with not a lot.
I think I'd like to see some more mixing up by Seamass. I mean, he could do stuff like he could double team Kittle with a safety. Like I think he's got 2 superstar safeties. Just stick one of them on Kittle all the time. Just mix it up with like a zone man mix. Do that.
as he had a couple guys open for a touchdown there to Morty. I think he was staring down Kittle, but the man defense was all sorts of fucked up there. I mean, the wheel route was wide open for a touchdown.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can play man against this team. McCaffrey's going to be his man. Kittle's going to be his man. And Ayuk's going to be his. You can use one of them, but that's it.
Yeah, and yep, you sit in zone, you send four-man rushes at him, and you pray as he's going to use her Hayward seam shot as he threw it into coverage, but Kittle able to come down with it anyway and fights a couple men off. As it was a risky read, but maybe not to the best tight end of the game, George Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel bad for CMAS at this point.
It's tough, man. It's really, really tough. It's it's not like Morty's immune to a bad read, immune to a mistake. We have seen him, even when he's playing at his best, he'll give you one or two interception-worthy balls a game. You really just have to come down with him. As McCaffrey gets stood up by 3 Chicago Bears. Again, the run defense been really good. Just got to figure out whatever you can to shut down the passing game. Easier said than done.
Yeah, and if you're not giving up the big play touchdowns, you can get into this portion of the field where you can condense it and get stuff here.
Yeah. This is the toughest area of the field to move the ball because, like I said, I don't know what's going on with Mortis players as we have, or with CMAX players. We're going to have a legal man downfield that's going to prevent a dump off there. It's 2nd and 16. I'm probably accepting this. There's a debate for it, but yeah, I think
I'm definitely accepting that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, this is where it's most difficult to move the ball, so we'll see what Morty's able to do. Is CMAS not listening to us, continuing to come out in man coverage. We'll see if Morty's able to recognize it here. A little cover one hole out of CMAS's McMillan. Making a couple of adjustments. He will drop back, might have the wheel open, will take that shot! Samuel comes down with it. Touchdown, Niners.
I mean, Morty's not even calling good plays against man. It's just that his players are so much better that it doesn't really matter what he calls. He just throws it up to them one-on-one anyway. Like, I would expect to see more zigs out of Kittle there. And
Yeah, that was I forget what it's called. It's called shock or something out of pistol U trips. It's not a good play. I have it in my playbook, but yeah, I mean when you've got Debo Samuel, taller than Matthew, just able to get up and win a one-on-one battle. As Hero saying, why is he sitting in man with these corners? It's a good question.
I mean, I agree.
CMAX loves man coverage. Across cycles, he runs a lot of man. And if you could recognize it, and if you have, the Jimmies and Joes to beat it, it's pretty easy. If not, you're going to be in for a rough time. But Morty, again, despite a couple of questionable reads, is here with a 21-10 lead so far. It's Dom Monk with a bit of room, not a lot, as he's going to get taken down. And now Chicago, Corbin Caldwell, gotta keep up.
I mean, as someone that's kind of renowned for running a lot of man, I have
Yes.
I'll do some hybrid stuff. Yeah, the route running's too good, and especially like his cornerbacks aren't great. Morty's got too many weapons. It's a interesting decision.
Touch pass to Don Monk goes for a gain of 6. And it's something I've said in a lot of BLM streams. I'll continue to say it, like disguising your coverage, maybe coming out in man aligned, but playing a zone, doing like fake blitzes, a lot of stuff like that, just to get guys thinking as we have not a lot of guys open, although the drag does come open. Cole Kmet, once again, is Caldwell's had an efficient day. Again, the missed field goal hurts, and Nick Bosa with 2 sacks, both of them in backbreaking situations, but it's not like CMAX is playing a bad game on offense whatsoever. He just has found himself behind the 8 ball. Dan saying he plays shutdown defense in the offseason, yes. As we have 1st and 10 here, 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. This is a shot play, as I don't see anyone. Had B maybe, but Queen was in the vicinity. Is Floyd able to once again back Chicago up?
There were a lot of people open there, so
Or there, okay.
In the wheel as well.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'll give Morty some shade. His defense hasn't looked that good. It looks like he's quite reliant on the pass rush. I don't think the coverage is really doing much.
Yeah. Absolutely. As we have a quick shot, Moore able to come down with it, not able to get the first down, but that is going to make up a lot of yards from the second and long as we have 3rd and 2. Yep, no huddle against this front. This is, even with the pinch D line you run, this, my opinion, is he does. LeBourne, the backup, able to get about a gain of 8 and a first down.
It just
Dan,
feels like there's a lot of easy yards out there for CMAS, I think, at the moment.
yes, yes. It's all about just finding those easy yards, executing. Because Morty, I think Morty has a really good user against the run. His user against the pass is sometimes a little suspect, and I think we've seen that a couple times already this game. So you can target that, or like you said, the flats continue to be open most plays. So that's an option too. As we are approaching the end of the third quarter, Dan, to answer your question from earlier, Warren beat Ben 38-27. Did not watch any of that game. I just saw it on the ticker on the bottom as we have a play action. Here's right away intercepted by Queen as I was just criticizing the user, but Queen was right there as that is going to give Morty a huge advantage. And ladies and gentlemen,
I mean, that's a good user, but that's more a bad pass. Like, Y was still open.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to give Morty too much credit there. I mean, Queen was standing there and CMAS threw it right to him. Is pretty much what happened there.
I will say it is a lot easier to criticize from the booth. Well, I know that I've played games, especially
Right,
in
it
the
is.
Super Bowl with Cody. I've played games where my reads have been quite heavily criticized, quite justly, by the booth. It's a lot harder when you're playing the game, to be fair.
Like I've always said, every BLN stream, I will talk so much shit in the booth, and then I'll come out, and just look like trash in the passing game. But it doesn't matter, Booth Connor and like playing Connor are two very different animals. Let's see,
Even though there's 8 minutes to go, I'm gonna call this one. Morty's just going. He's very frustrating when you're trying to get the ball back. Lots of things. And
Yeah.
He never goes out of bounds.
No, like I said earlier before you joined the booth, Morty sits on games with the best of them. Like CMAS is just in a bad situation here. Even if, the only way you have any shot is if you hold San Fran to 3 here, and it's going to have to be in the next couple of downs because the clock is ticking. Hero saying Bear season over. I don't think that's true. I think CMAS could still make the playoffs even if he loses this game, but it's a question now as McCaffrey breaks a tackle, gets a 3rd and 1, as now the whole playbook is open for San Fran.
Yeah, I don't know what you do against this team. Maybe manning up McCaffrey maybe is the best option. But yeah, this is a tough team to stop.
Really tough, and CMAS honestly doing all he can here, sending a blitz. Not super obvious, in my opinion, that this man covers. We have a toss on 3rd and 1 as he actually is going to get the first down. I was about to criticize that play call, but egg on my face because it worked out. That's worst case scenario for Chicago. It's like you give up a gain of 2 on 3rd and 1, let another series of downs happen. That is a huge blow to CMAS's chances.
Not that in tune with the NFC player first. Does this put CMAS out of the picture, or is he still got a chance, or is he still in?
So it's McCaffrey's gonna try to juke up, take it for another first down. McCaffrey's starting to cook here. So CMAS, Ben, and I think Cloud all are gonna have like about the same record now. They're gonna be like within a game, half a game of each other. So it's gonna be, I call the NFC a soup a lot. It's gonna be tough.
I just look at Neon. Are you locked in now?
I'm in there. Yeah, I'm in there. The question is McCaffrey makes a man miss as he will saunter in to seal this game. Touchdown, Morty. My goodness. That was succulent. To answer your question, Phil, yeah, I'm in there. Even if I lost to Nick, I'd still be in there. It's just a matter of seeding at this point.
How are you feeling about your prospects? How are you feeling about your team?
I think I don't know if the team. It's tough because I played most of the season without Justin Jefferson, and he just adds like such a dimension to the offense that I don't want to like criticize myself too much for my ability to move the ball. I do think I'm starting to figure out defense a little bit. I'm not getting just gashed like I did last season and then part of this season. I've had a couple big wins. Beat Hero once. Obviously, beaten CMAS twice with a lot of help from EA. I don't see myself as a Super Bowl contender whatsoever, but I have enough pride to say that I'm gonna walk in against any guy and have a shot. Certainly.
You're probably going to be playing, I think, Morty in Wildcard, right?
It's gonna okay. So it
Or
could be Morty, Hero, or Dan because if Alan loses, because Alan still has Hero and Alex. If he loses both of those games, then I'll be the 5 seed. But if he wins one of those, then I'll play either Morty or Hero. It just kind of depends on like how they do in their games.
thinking who would you prefer to play? Which one of them is shit?
Dan of the three of them certainly, and then between Morty and Hero, like it's tough because like Hero historically has been a bad matchup for me, and I've already played him twice. Morty's looked really good the last few weeks. Like I'm watching him play CMS right now. I'm like, man, do I want any part of that? I don't know. It's just gonna be tough because we have a long developing route. There's Dumb Monk able to get a big game, but time is against you here. But I mean, I I'd rather play Dan certainly, and I don't think that's disrespectful to say based on what we've seen.
I mean, you heard it here first, guys. Dan's shit. That's what Connor says.
Absolute trash. Fraud alert. Fraud alert out of Dan. No, I mean, of the three of them, I would feel the most confident moving the ball against Dan. And that's kind of my metric for, like, would I like to play someone or not?
I mean, I think this Madden I've seen
Yes.
so
Mm.
because they will throw errant picks like every now and again.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make a big cut with one of those pieces for uses for overthrows between these and get 3 pick 6.
We were looking at either Joe Burrow or Anthony Richardson, so I know who I'd rather play if that's your metric.
Yeah.
I dropped by Laybourne. That's not great. Cook also does a really good job of just like scheming around that though. Like he will not make he won't make Anthony Richardson do more than he's capable of. But your defense is really tough, so I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, certainly. I wonder if I end up playing says Alan. Alan, if you win either of your games, it's gonna be Dan. If you lose both of them, then I don't know at that point as he had a maybe briefly Caldwell's just gonna throw it up, does not have a chance on that one. As Morty is going to seal the dub and I believe seal the NFC West. So congrats to him. And Phil, Morty's looked really good this game. Running game wasn't there. Only one incompletion by McMillan, and I believe that was on a throwaway. So it's tough when Morty looks like this.
Yeah, and I'll say that I think CMAS looks better than the score suggests. Just made a few bad decisions on offense. I think he's lacking like one or two playmakers.
Yeah.
Which might be running back that got injured. Defensively, he did pretty awful. And I think he might have to go back to the drawing board on that one.
This is certainly not the final version of this Bears roster. We'll see. I mean, we go into every offseason, and I assume that CMS is going to come away from it with like a far better version of his roster than he does currently. He's just a really good GM, and he knows what to do. He knows how to negotiate. He knows who to fleece, I suppose, and also, what free agents go after really short things up. I mean, he's I think, the best GM in the league, and we'll see this Bears roster continue to get better and better. Shout out to me, I counted to the left there, but it does not work. But yeah, San Fran's just going to let this time run down and move up to, I believe, 12-4 on the year, 11-4. I mean, they've got a really good record. And honestly, second half of the season, you could argue that Morty's been the best user in the league.
Yeah, I think he's got 10 wins in a row.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
This will be his 11th win in a row.
Okay.
And he, like you said, I agree, he was pretty good. I don't think I wasn't that impressed defensively. I think there were a lot of easy yards that in the playoffs, a good user like Hero will take advantage of and will just move it very easily. It's just going to be whether anyone actually finds a way to shut down those weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might see some track meet style games out of San Fran in the playoffs. It might just come down to who gets the ball last, honestly. Because Morty and Hero played a regular season game, and it was one of those situations. Like, both of them played well on offense. Hero was ultimately able to win, but yeah, just that was really what it came down to, is Monk trying to keep his team in the game as he shows a little bit of heart there. But yeah, as far as CMS goes, I agree with you. I think this game was more competitive than the scoreline indicated. And despite that, We didn't see a lot of adjusting on defense. He came out with a lot of man really throughout the game, which is close to a death sentence against this 49ers roster. And then on offense, like you said, moved the ball pretty well. Just once he got in the red zone, obviously that missed field goal hurt him, but just didn't take advantage of all his opportunities. Oh, Fred Warner. Oh my God. I'll ask you. Out of everyone in the AFC, who do you least want to play in the playoffs?
What was that? Who do I at least want to play?
Yeah.
Uh, Little Alex.
Even though he's a choker.
Yeah, he doesn't choke until the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's fair.
I,
That's fair.
I watch his games and it's like it's a robot playing instead of a human. At least when I watch him or I play him anyway. Every now and again I do see a scoreline where he played awful. But yeah, I think he looks like the toughest game. I think Warren is close as well. I think I've lost to him 6, 7 times in a row now. But I think the last couple of games have been pretty close. He beat me last game because he got 2 kick return touchdowns. But whether that's because he's doing his, I'm not really trying in the regular season, I don't know. But yeah, I think I would rather play Warren over just.
For sure. I mean, little Alex, like you said, until he gets to the Super Bowl, he's about as good of a bet as anyone. So we're going to have a seam shot as DJ Moore not able to come down with it. We've seen a few drops this game. Cole Kmet not able to come down with what, in my opinion, probably should have been a catch up the seam in the first quarter. I think we saw more with a couple as well. But, I mean, these linebackers in the secondary, like, I'm sure they have a lot of knockout attributes. And even if they don't, like, it's a really, really tough team to take, like, contested shots against. So see what he's able to do. As the 3-man rush does not get through, as he will just dump it down to Laborn and just let the time tick here. I mean, this game's over regardless. The CMS knows it, but yeah, big Morty fan says Matt. Y'all know I'm a big Morty fan, and I'm rooting for him in the playoffs certainly. But it's gonna be real interesting, real competitive.
Yeah, should be good. Are you going to be looking at coming some more games if you've got the time? I don't know how busy
Regular
you are.
season. I mean, definitely good throw by CMS. Definitely playoff games. I'm going to try to comp as much of those as possible. Regular season, we'll see. If there's like a big Week 18 game, I'll probably try to hop in the booth. But tomorrow I'm not free, so that might be tough. But yeah,
Aside from yourself, who are you cheering for from the AFC? That's a
AFC.
long-loaded question. Yeah, there's a right answer.
I mean, it's tough because like I have a Brighton brother and I have a Seattle brother, so it's like who do I pick? Who do I pick between the two? But now listen, I'll be thrilled if those Denver Broncos make it to the Super Bowl.
And who do you not want to play in the NFC? I mean, we haven't talked about Big Alex at all, and he's sitting at the top of the NFC at the moment.
Nah, fuck him, fuck him. I'll play those Dallas Cowboys any day. Nah, I'm kidding. He's really good. As far as guys I don't want to play, I mean, I don't know if I'm capable of beating Hero twice in one season. I definitely don't want to play Hero. Alex would be really tough for a litany of reasons. I mean, his defense is like all world every season. I don't know. I'd have to really like think long and hard about like how to move the ball against him. Beyond that, I mean, I don't want to play Morty just because like his team is really good, and also it doesn't quite feel as satisfying. Whoa, my audio just got so loud in the chat, but it's okay. CMAS, if you're listening, feel free to hop in the booth. But yeah, I'd say Alex and Big Alex and Hero are the two guys, as we have a 28-17 victory by Morty by the San Francisco 49ers. As I am going to hop in the commentary booth as we do have CMAS in here. We'll see if Morty gets in here too. But for now, CMAS tough loss still with the inside track of the playoffs. What are your thoughts on this game before we get to questions?
Yeah, I mean, Morty was the better user with a better team today. I mean, there's nothing about it. His offense was pretty much unstoppable for the most part. The only time I forced a turnover was on special teams, and he was a technician today, and there was not much I could do. And it was too late to adjust. I mean, I was playing a lot of man, and we had opportunities for some knockouts and some picks and some contested catches, but his guys and Morty just made the play, and so I had to switch it up and At that point, it's pretty much too late. When Kenneth Walker went down, that was gonna be tough for me because I'm already limited as far as like explosive players wise. So losing my, obviously my best running back, and then one of my more targeted players on offense when I'm passing, made it a little tough. But the rookie Laybourne came out. Maybe he's not a rookie. Okay, 1 year player Laybourne went out there and almost 10 yards a pop. So I mean, he went in there and did the best he could. But overall, I mean, we're still probably another off season away from really competing with the big dogs. But we fought, we did our best, and a couple throws we'd like to have back. But overall, Morty just played better, and can't fight him on that.
I said it in the chat. I mean, this Bears roster is just going to get better and better every offseason. So we'll try to get our wins in now because this is going to get tougher as we get later in the cycle. But I do have to ask you.
You keep coming down to Hail Marys, and you'll be fine.
Let's go, juice. I'm going to ask you about Corbin Caldwell. How do you evaluate? I mean, it's tough because like I haven't watched admittedly a ton of your games other than the two you played against me. In both of our games, Caldwell sailed a couple passes, especially that second game.
Yeah.
Saw him, I think, sail two today. The stats are good, obviously. He's been one of the best quarterbacks stats wise. But like, how do you, being the man behind the sticks, how do you evaluate his rookie season so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's done about as good as we could ask for him to do. I mean, most of the time there's been mistakes. It's probably been the user with the sticks. Now he has, there's been a few games. I think our game he had quite a few overthrows that led to picks. And
yeah,
if they're not under pressure, I think it's unacceptable. But I get it, like it happens, and I'm hoping he's close to a 90. So by the beginning of next season he'll have abilities that'll hopefully help with that. So I anticipate he will get better in his second year. But for his rookie year, he's done about as good as we could ask him to do. Thank God he stayed healthy the whole year long. There's still one game left. But he did go out 2 games, but just for the game. So he's not really missed a ton of time. So with that injury, it always made me a little nervous. But he's held up. He's played well, and he's, led the Bears to a playoff opportunity. And hopefully he can get us a win next week, and we can. I'm not sure what the situation is tiebreakers wise, but we'll just go out there and try our best to win against the Titans.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, I think it comes down to you and Cloud at this point. So whatever that tiebreaker looks like.
Well, I had the tiebreaker on him because I beat him a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so we'll
see.
I think it's still winning your end then, week 18.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ben just lost. Okay.
Either way, we'll try to win
for sure. Phil, what questions do you have for CMAS?
What up, Phil?
Hey, CMAS. Yeah, I mean, I think first thing, I think you played better than it sort of looked at times.
Appreciate it,
especially offensively. I think defensively, I think you came out with a game plan.
We certainly did.
To me, it was maybe questionable.
Was?
And I think, why did you stay committed to running so much man when you're just losing the one-on-ones? Except it wasn't just one-on-ones. There were 3 one-on-ones your team were losing every play.
Yeah, and I'm playing. I'm still kind of in the back of my mind. I'm playing with a team that's better than what I got. But I also, there's some things that we're missing to play the scheme I want to play, and I should probably adjust more to the team I have now. But I just have this, obviously sprinkle in zone a decent amount, but I just feel like the big plays tend to happen on zone for me. But then obviously today, obviously majority of it was a man. He only had 1 incompletion. I don't even remember what it was. Probably a throwaway, but yeah, I stayed committed to it too long, I'll be honest. And I thought that because while you look at my team, and if you don't actually look at over the overalls, you think, why the hell is he playing so much man? I actually have some pretty decent man corners. Tyreek Stevenson's over 90 man. Matthew's pretty solid with his X factors and abilities. And then Jonathan Jones, he's like an 84 or something like that. So he's going, typically going against like my their third string wide receiver. So we have some pretty decent corners, but no pass rush. So if they get beat, it's over, and even if they hold them for a while, it ends up being over because we can't get to the quarterback. So I do have to make some adjustments, a little bit more blitzes here and there, but and I'm still not one that disguises well, although I should, but I've just never been on that bandwagon yet. But maybe that's just some adjustments I need to make gameplay wise.
Well, you've also statistically got quite a good defense, so I'm not gonna criticize your defense too much when I'm like in the bottom 10 every season. Morty, getting to you.
Morty, he makes anybody well. When he plays like he did today, he'll make any defense look bad.
That's facts. Morty, before we get to questions, can I get a bow down?
Woof.
Thank you. Before we get to questions again, big win today. How we feeling? Just give me your overall thoughts on the game.
Yeah, first of all, GG's CMAS.
GG. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get in the chat. My bad.
No, you're good. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. No, I feel like he's probably beaten me more times than I've been able to beat him, and if you add up all of our battles over the years, but
I think
yeah,
we've only
yeah,
played maybe like 3 times, to be honest.
I know, it's not too many.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was I didn't know what to expect going in. Obviously, I'm on a bit of a run. I feel like things have kind of just settled into place for me. But yeah, I just kind of just try to keep it simple, and I've tried to make that my motto for the year so far. Kind of come in with the rookie quarterback, and things kind of going my way in that sense. So things just kind of worked out. I feel like it's all about there's just so many weapons. It's ridiculous. The team is OP. I feel like in general, I got lucky for getting the Niners. Got lucky for being able to keep some weapons around, and then I got lucky drafting a superstar quarterback. And I feel like, in a weird sense, like the load off of having to dev him, he's just already like maxed out in a sense. Like I can just play free, and normally I'm like, it's hard to not when you're deving a rookie. It's kind of not hard to not think about some of those statistical things as you kind of acquire those development traits. And I feel like that aspect of things is suddenly off my plate for maybe the first time in a long time. So, yeah, like I'm just kind of letting it rip and trying to just keep it simple. Alex posted it in chat like weeks or maybe a month or so ago, and I feel like it just kind of all clicked for me in a sense. And hopefully, a bit of a run I'm on is reflecting that. I think that's 11 in a row since I started 1-4. So far so good. I'm just kind of letting the OP talent on my team try to do what they do, and I'm just trying to stay out of the way.
I just want to ask you about your mentality going into the playoffs. Like you're probably the hottest user in the NFC right now in terms of, like you said, 11 straight games won. Seems to really figured out a scheme. You're obviously well in the playoffs now, no matter what happens week 18. So I'm just going to ask you, like, as you look at the rest of the NFC, obviously Big Alex with the number one seed, Hero, a lot of guys in there. What's your confidence level like in terms of your ability to make your first Super Bowl in a while?
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty solid, and I feel like it's been throughout the season as the streak has gone on. I've slowly kind of built it up, and running into some teams that I feel like I really struggle against, and then I've been able to handle. Given, I think what really turned it around for me was given little Alex that first loss he took this season, and I was like, damn, like if I put it together and I can play like that, I can keep it going. And I feel like I actually did it probably the first time in a while. So I'm just aboard the train, man. It's nobody's steering this thing.
Phil, what do you got?
Yeah, like obviously the offense is absolutely insane, Morty. And I mean, watching the game, I was trying to figure out a way to stop it, and I don't know why I would do that. Just pray that you are drunk or something like that. Yeah. I think Connor and I both noticed that it looked like you were kind of giving up a lot of easy yards against CMAS. And I was just wondering like how you feel defensively and whether there's anything sort of how you felt coming out of that game, how you feel in general. What do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose at some point I had the lead, and I just kind of felt like, I don't mind giving up some of the smaller plays, just try to not get. You know what? Actually, that rookie he has the 99 speed receiver. Like that was kind of making me kind of play a little more conservatively, I'd say. So I really didn't mind giving up like some of the smaller yards, and I feel like my D line's pretty solid. My DTs, they're not spectacular, but I feel like they step up. So I'll take the chance on some of those inside running plays, or some of that stuff, just to kind of play a little more preventative, I suppose, in a sense. But yeah, I don't mind giving up some easy yards if I can kind of have the confidence on the offensive side of the ball to get it back and try to score again.
Yeah, and it makes sense when you've got guys like Fred Warner and like Bosa who every now and again make a big play. So I get that.
Oh yeah, and like Kittle bailed me out of a couple situations. I mean, you see, there's definitely moments in that game where I'm just like, it was a panic throw, but it worked out for me. So like,
Yeah.
I have the understanding that it's not always going to go my way. So I'm enjoying it while I get them, but you never know when things might turn around.
Yeah, I remember 2 passes where I was like, that seemed a little rushed. That could have been a pick. But yeah, both times your guys were able to go up there and get it. CMAS, I'm actually, real quick, just going to ask you the same question I asked Morty, because you do still control your own destiny for the playoffs. Hi! As you look at the rest of the NFC, like, and I know you said your, roster's still probably an offseason away from where you want it to be, but what is your confidence level like going into, still probably make the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the answer I thought Morty was going to give you, and then I'll give you my answer. We're really just focused on our Week 18 game with the Tennessee Titans. We're not really looking forward past that. But here's the real answer. So yeah, we're still a ways away from competing big time, but I still have the confidence that I can beat anybody on any given day. Now I might need a little bit of help. They might need to make some mistakes, but I tend to think that I can beat anyone, even though pretty much everyone that's in the playoffs right now I've lost to in this cycle already. But all it takes is just a little bit of a run. We've seen players do it. We've seen Connor do it with those Browns. We saw Lucky do it last cycle with his Seahawks, maybe. Yes. Oh, hey, hello. Sorry, guys. My girlfriend's naked behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Appreciate it.
See ya. All right. Thank you, CMAS and Morty, for joining us in the booth. Thank you, Phil, for joining halfway through. I appreciate you. And
Thanks for the calm, fellas.
yes, sir. As I just realized I opened up Phil's DMs while the Better League Network stream was going on, so that's tough. Sorry, but man. All right, love y'all.